Buckle up, you bastards. You're about to listen to another episode of Very Late with Blackbrainz and Sadgodzuki. Get ready for uninformed opinions about video games, hood politics, and rambling tangents.
Right on. R.I.P. Sab, I love you, big boy.
This ain't televised, they telling lies, but promise I won't. We been patronized, they taking lives, I'm on my way home. Relax my mind about half the time I'm watching cartoons. Fort Knox, how I'm locked in my room. Of course they resemble my skin when I watch too. Hypnotizing, tannic, how I frolic through the vibes. Okay, dreaming mama's proud as if she looks through Penny's eyes. I'm a man of the house like Oscar. We deceive, I believe need Oscar. James Earl when I speak, I'm a Fossa. Gotta swerve in the streets, never block us. I go, feel more, just try make you feel more. Through the halls I felt scorns. Looking at me cause I don't like what you like, you feel torn. Should've smacked you like slick back, you ain't seen pimpin' before. For the stars I shoot pimpin', no boy, you best set the score. You can't reach me, deny. Better beat me like Bob. My bitch Phoebe, she shot, but she got Fiji, I like. They can't defeat me, hooks tight. We grow graffiti, cause the writing's on the wall, let it dry. And I'm off for the night, so pick the chalk that you like. We vultures, my nigga, but we gon' hawk it at night. I'm at Hawkins tonight, cause everything is looking strange, but I ain't off in my sight.
And we back, young Zuccarelli. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, dog. How you doing?
Oh, I'm pushing. I've been busy.
You pushing P?
Yeah. Nah, man, we ain't about that rat shit. What'd you say to me, nigga? Why so? We ain't gonna wanna hear. How you been doing, homie?
I've been doing good.
Hell
I can't complain. Just chilling.
Yeah, I saw you were playing that Elden Ring.
Yeah. I'm back on it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I can't get on a lot of those FromSoft games. They make me too aggravated. It's the sodium in my blood, you know.
I like it because it's like it's a cool game when you play when you're aggravated because it's like I don't know. I guess it's therapeutic. Like, you know, you just had like a stressful day at work, then you come home, you play an equally stressful game, but you get through on the stuff. It just makes you feel good. It's weird because you think like the opposite you want to do is like de-stress.
Yeah.
But to de-stress, I play a high stress game.
I don't know. Yeah, like I usually just try and wind down after a stressful day. You know, I'll go to the gym. I'll play some Japanese RPGs. Pretend to not be myself for a day. I'll be good. But speaking of peace. That's good. That's a segue. We got a chilled out motherfucker right here. We got a guest that both Zuki and I are extremely excited to bring on. I've been hyping up half my Caucasian audience who do not know who this man is, and the other half of my Caucasian audience does know who he is. And went, oh shit, that guy who talks about cartoons, the black one. He's like Black Fan Pizza.
Oh man.
Oh shit. Oh, we got Toonrific Tariq here. Tariq, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate Black Pan Pizza.
Black Fan Pizza, man. Yeah. I don't know what the black equivalent of a pan pizza would be. That'd just be like fucking 10 wings.
No, I mean, like I've my entire life, I think I've tried to be that. So
yeah.
It makes me happy to hear it.
Nah, that's dope. So, well, thank you so much for joining us. Really greatly appreciate you taking the time, man. So, like, first things first, when it comes to some of the content you made, like, what really pushed you to want to talk about animation cartoons?
Oh, it was because around the time I was in like 8th grade, I had I would see like I think it kind of started with like AVGN, like Nostalgia Critic, and then like it kind of like branched off, and then I found out there were like people who specifically talked about animation. So it was like Pan and Animat, Electric Dragon Productions, and Paga Rules. Those were the three. Three. And at least to me, when I discovered everything, and I was like, oh shit, there's people that like actually just focus on this. This is the thing that I'm all about. But I didn't I also like noticed that like, like none of them like, like looked like me, it sounded like me.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like discourage me. I just kind of was like, oh, I didn't think I couldn't do it. I was like, okay, I think I'll just do it. I like that they're able to do this and like talk about stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try to do it. So I took like a lot from like specifically the two that I got. I feel like I took like the most from our Pan and Lindsay Ellis.
Right.
I think those are the two that I borrowed a lot from when I first started. But it was really just like I just would like bumble about in high school whenever I felt like it. I would like watch a couple episodes of a show and put out like a little 6-7 minute review or something. It wasn't really like it was cool. It didn't really go anywhere for real, but it was cool.
Yeah.
One video went somewhere like at the top of college. I did something on the Fairly Odd Parents. It had got to like 1 mil, and like that was rough just because like that video was like real negative.
Oh man, you can't
so,
you
like,
can't play with Fairly Odd Parents fans, man. Like they're intense.
it was about the girl. Everybody hated that. Like when the girl came.
Oh, okay, yeah, like Chloe, like that character.
Yeah. So, but the thing was that like even though like people agreed with the opinion, the fact that the video was negative, it kind of attracted like negativity. Like it was a lot of like go back to Africa type beats.
Man,
facts. See, like stuff that like would never like. I haven't gotten like one of those in like years.
Yeah.
But like back then, like when like if you clicked on a cartoon video, like you were expecting them to be white.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So like when they saw me, they like this motherfucker out of here. Like
Which okay,
so
I'll say like I always found that shit crazy because I would say like the vast I wouldn't say majority, but like a very strong contingent of people I interact with who like cartoons are black. There is like a very strong black and cartoons overlap.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just they like nobody like it just kind of like it almost felt like nobody was allowed to like break through.
Yeah, that's odd.
For a while. It was weird, but sometime I think my junior year of college, I noticed there weren't any videos about black cartoon characters. Besides, I think Mars did like his top 10.
Right.
But like besides that, there was not like a thorough analysis. Mars's video was just like, I like this nigga, I don't really fuck with this nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I wanted to see if I could like do something. So I like old school went to the library, got like a notebook and a pen, and I like wrote essentially like a bunch of notes that like would be puzzle pieced that end up turning into How to Black. And then when that happened, it took me like months to edit. And I remember being on like a FaceTime call with the homies, and I was joking, but I said, if this video doesn't get to 1 million views, I'm taking this shit down. And then like I put this shit out, and then like my life has been different ever since.
Man,
so it's like that's crazy because it's like you built this up. You was like you knew it was gonna be good. You just knew you had that feeling, and when you put it out, and bam, everything.
Yeah.
Before How to Black, then after How to Black, essentially.
Yeah, that's how it's kind of like how I see my life. I was talking to Joe, Veritas Joe, about it. He was saying that he always finds how I measure time funny because I like measure time. Like I only remember like celebrity deaths and videos that I had to do. So like I'll be like, yeah, no, I ain't do this shit since Braceface. Like, what does that even mean, my nigga? That just mean like end of 2020 or some shit.
We live in a post Braceface retrospective era.
Yeah, that's how I see time.
Also, shout out to Joe.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah, I mean, like I was talking about this with Zuki as well, and when we had D'Angelo on, that like it is really cool to see like a lot of black cartoon creators have kind of carved out the space, right? And the cool thing about it is like you get a lot of the culture, you get a lot of the experience, the music, like a lot of things that are inherently black, but like it doesn't feel like you're being sold this kind of black narrative or anything. Like FD Signifier is kind of like similar to that, where like he speaks on blackness and has a very like black perspective, but it doesn't feel like I'm being told, okay, this is the black hour. You gotta, you know.
Right. I feel you. I
So,
remember
it's
like
cool.
when How to Black came out, like I got a lot of comments from people like it was kind of like the Fairly Odd Parents thing, but it was like way more positive, where it was like, oh shit, like this nigga is like black, like he sounded like me, like for real.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of that, and I was like, damn, like that's why that video is the turning point, and the Fairly Odd Parents one wasn't, because that's when like with the positive reaction to it, I was like, oh, people like want this, like
Right.
this is a voice that like I would appreciate it when I was like 12, and I didn't know that like other people would have too. So I that's what made me go like, okay, I should probably take this seriously and like actually try to do something. I had already knew Dub. I had met Man on Twitter, and like at that point, if you was into those kind of videos, you knew who Mars was. Like you already knew who Mars was.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like some of them knew each other, some of them didn't, and like they knew other black creators that I didn't know yet at the time. And at first I had just kind of made like a little group chat on Twitter with all the niggas that I knew that were black. And I was like, "What up, y'all? We gotta get this shit cracking. We gotta do something." Like I just kind of was on that. I was in an Uber, my nigga. Like I wasn't even home. I was on my phone.
This is just like,
oh, yeah, what's up?
I'm a big Black Wall Street for cartoon niggas. All right.
Yeah, like just like a wild thought, like while in an Uber type shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, and then we all became cool. We all started doing videos together, and you know, you get people like they found Man through me, or like they found like Deli through Man or some shit like that. Like it's like, or like like it's that I think that's the cool thing about it now, is that before, when I used to get those comments about how like people were like, I'm just happy that there's finally someone here, I don't get those anymore. And I think that's cool that I don't get those anymore, because like you don't have to want for it now, bro. You go here, there. I ain't the only one. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's just people out here, and like you can see them now. They're visible. You can hear them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for sure. Like it's really great that I think you and a bunch of other creators really pushed a lot of people who felt like there was a need for that to actually make videos and to talk about animation from that perspective, and for it not to be like solely I am a black reviewer. It's more I'm a reviewer and I am also black, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that I mess with D'Angelo, is like his blackness is there. He talks on black stuff, but he's not so intrinsically tied to his blackness and his content. He's just a nigga who knows a lot about animation, and that shit's cool. Right?
Yeah.
So like it ties to what you were saying there, that like there isn't that like need anymore. It's more that, wow, you have a lot of different options. So yeah, it's very cool to see.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see like what these like videos that I record in my apartment and just kind of like throw out into the world, like that they actually like affect people, because it's so easy to just kind of like disconnect and be like, all right, I threw that out, and look at the numbers and just be like, all right, well, I could buy Popeyes this many times this month. But it's cool to hear that like you know, people like appreciate that stuff, and they appreciate hearing other people, and they like it, and it makes them laugh, like at work or some shit like that. They go in the break room, it's like, yo, my nigga, you was about to get me fired, that shit was funny as hell, like, you know, shit like that.
Nah, Like, I ain't gonna lie, the cutaway you always use, the clip of Kanye dancing, that shit kills me every
I had
time.
to get rid of that shit, man. Kanye made the block hot.
Yeah, Kanye got mad.
Yeah, trying to hide the truth.
He made the block hot.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the one where he's wearing that dog shit all brown fit, right?
Yeah, that long ass shirt. Yeah, and he's in that white void. That shit is so funny.
That nigga dressed like a Tuscan Raider popping and locking.
Nah, cause it's crazy because I was around when I was lurking on Twitter and stuff when that whole black cartoon cabal came up. I didn't think you made that from Twitter because now I'm just thinking about that scene from The Wire where Marlon's like the price of the bricks going up.
Yo, man, like the one gag that fucking killed me that you kept doing was the living single credit sting.
I've done that in a while. I was thinking about that the other day. I always wondered if that made people laugh.
Honestly, that shit killed me, man. Like it felt like a if you know kind of joke where I'm in the in group. I get this.
I was old enough to watch it in living single.
Yeah, my auntie had that shit on TV. I remember that fucking ugly ass.
Keep your head up, that's right.
Yeah. Oh man.
The intro
Yo, living single hard, man. Out of all those sitcoms, like
that shit's good. We marathoned that last year.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Good. Oh yeah.
I think between
I'm in
like
the middle
that
of
and like Martin.
Half and half.
Oh, half and half. Oh shit.
I'm in the middle of the second season of half and half right now.
My man watching all the fucking UPN WB classics.
Yeah.
So when is the My Wife and Kids rerun?
Oh, that show is ugly as fuck.
You know what? I've been playing with that one too because I've gone to watch specific episodes of My Wife and Kids.
Yeah,
but I haven't like tried to like inhale the whole show yet. They put it on Netflix and I watched maybe 4 or 5 in a row. So maybe.
Junior to me is a cartoon character in the sitcom because dumb as
Junior foolish. Yeah.
Doesn't at the end of that show he becomes a cartoonist?
Does he?
Oh shit!
Yeah, he makes a cartoon based on the family, and I think he calls it My Wife and Kids.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, man, I like full circle gags like that. Wrap up the show with the as told by Ginger book moment.
Oh yeah, the book.
Yo, I gotta say, I respect the hell out of Kiki for being so mad about how dirty Ginger was done, and then try to wrap it up with a marriage. Like this shit is cold, man.
So wait. You were her best friend, then you treated her like shit when you got good looking, and now y'all got married. Okay, this is how
big daring.
Yeah, that nigga changed up so goddamn fast when he got the headgear off. He's just like, "Aight, bye, bitch."
Word. My boy Darren, man.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that show is like relentlessly formative to my life as an adult. It's hilarious. The domino effect that cartoon has had on my life.
I gotta say,
but it's still really funny.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
Like honestly, like your video together got me to really revisit that show because when it was on air, I didn't really pay it a lot of attention. Like it was a show that I just didn't care for, and then I realized, wow, this show is really great. You know, I totally missed out. Yeah,
I go lie. I was like, this ain't 80 and 80.
Yeah, no bullshit. It's like a King of the Hill kind of thing where you're like as a kid you're like, oh, it's boring, whatever. They're not doing anything. And then when you get older, you appreciate really what it was saying and what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting too because you don't see a lot of cartoons like that anymore. Like a slice of life cartoon like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a whole era of just let's just follow this group of friends or these kids, you know what I mean? But I you kind of you got Craig of the Creek and Fairfax. What else is there? I don't even know if there's. I'm probably missing something.
You already said Craig of the Creek said. I mean, that's I guess Big City Greens, maybe, but it's kind of more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just about that family. Yeah. So yeah, you know, they're just kind of hanging out. So yeah, I would count Big City Greens. Did you guys see that movie? That movie's good.
No, I
I
haven't.
didn't see the movie yet.
That shit hard, my nigga. I like that shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to watch Primos though.
Oh damn,
Yeah.
my man.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I mean,
I'll give it a shot too. Yeah.
I don't know when it's next month, right? It's like
late July. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's end of July. Yeah.
Because they pushed it back. They said after the Big City Greens movie premiere, you can watch Primos. Then they pushed it back to like at the end of July.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. I hope they don't pump fake again and actually drop that shit. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I think all I've seen of that show was when the theme song came out. But yeah, I'll check it out. Anytime Disney does one of those new kids cartoons, I at least like watch at least one. I did that with like Haley's on it. I don't really like a lot of I don't think they're bad shows. It's just not for me. But like I don't really like a lot of like kids cartoons right now. I just like watch a lot of adult shows. But I always just try to like check them out and see like what's up, because everybody talks about all of this shit. So
yeah, there was like that period where like Disney was really pushing what's the one with the squirrel, Kif, I think it's called.
Yeah,
like they were pushing that hard.
Yeah.
I like Kif.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't given it enough time to figure out if I like it or not.
I think I've seen like 2 when it first came out, maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it seemed okay, but like I could tell like the marketing was there. They wanted like a hit with that,
They said we need to get the. I don't know. It seemed like to me like far as like the kids cartoons of like when Gumball came out, that was like a breath of fresh air, because I was like, I haven't been laughing like this just forever. And I remember when it first came out, I was in college. I was like, I slept on it because I'm like, it's a little show about a blue cat. I ain't watching this. Then I watched it. Damn, this is like one of my favorite. And I'm like, Cartoon Network Studios, Europe made this. Europeans got this type of sense of humor.
Yeah, that shit wasn't even made like over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Gumball shit ran forever too. I mean, it's back now, but that shit ran for a while.
Yeah, which that's odd too, because it didn't look like a particularly cheap show to make or anything with like mixed media.
Yeah, that shit look like it costs money, my nigga. Yeah, that shit look expensive.
Like,
because there's like
CN doesn't spend money, man. They just go like, all right, Teen Titans go all day.
Yeah. They don't even make that shit. That shit is made at Warner Animation.
Oh, they just air it. They just air it.
Yeah, man. I like Teen Titans Go, man. That's my shit.
I don't mind it either. I think it gets a lot of flack for just being like a stupid comedy show, man. Like,
I think it's the episode where Robin was doing a Robin instructor, because I remember we was like before class, was watching like Teen Titans Go, and he was just in the car dancing.
And he's beatboxing.
Yeah, he's beatboxing.
Yo, have y'all seen the movie?
No, I haven't. Is it good?
That's a good movie.
Yeah. I know.
Like that
what's
movie.
it, Yachty in that shit? I thought he was
he's Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's Green Lantern.
Yeah, I really do have to get around to it.
They let him do a record at the end.
Hell yeah.
Yachty opposite Nicolas Cage, because he plays Superman in that shit.
Oh man, it's full circle. Didn't get to play him for real.
Yeah, it is full circle.
Damn.
That documentary is a mess.
Oh, about Superman Lives?
Yeah, that documentary is a mess. I saw that shit years ago. I might have been in high school.
I got to see that documentary. I just remember how ugly that costume looked. I was like, ugh.
Where he had the Beetleborg suit. Yeah, he looked like a fucking fruit roll-up. Man, I'm sad we missed out on the opportunity for Chris Rock to play Jimmy Olsen like they planned. That shit would have been so ugly. Just him going like, what in the hell are you trying to do, Bob? No, it's right there, man.
What the oh man, that would be 90s Chris Rock too.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, it'd
man.
be 90s Chris Rock just going like,
Yeah.
listen, Smallville, I know you from Kansas. I know you can't read, boy.
New
Look
Jack
at
City,
him.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, that's like leather jacket era Chris Rock, where he's like,
Oh yeah.
people always forget how fucking raw of a comedian he was around that time. He was
Raunchy.
like, yeah, he was raunchy as hell. Yeah. So I was gonna ask you though, like you kind of touched on it a bit when you were talking about like your journey as like a content creator, but obviously you're an animator and an artist as well. You're working on a pilot. Can you tell us a bit about like what's gone into Hey and how that really came to being?
Yeah, sure. So where do I even start? I guess when I was working at Walmart for a while. And while I was there, I would just like listen to different albums. And one of the albums I listened to was New Beginning by SWV. The second album. And there's a song on that it's the interlude to Use Your Heart. And I was listening to that on the way back from work. And sometimes like when I listen to music, I just kind of like see visions of like things, like kind of like animation almost, you know what I mean? Just kind of like, oh, I could draw that type kind of thing. And I was listening to it and I just kind of, I didn't like, it wasn't like detailed or anything like that. I just knew I saw like a couple and I saw them like look at each other for the first time. Like that's what I saw in my head.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like chased that idea for a while. They for like a year, they existed as words and names. It was Marcus and Nay. And I wrote like a little short where they I wrote a short where they were in like couples therapy. Cause I always kind of told my homeboy, I always said that you know, there's like a section of like black people, at least growing up for me, that like they always kind of saw animation as like a secondary like kid thing, nothing to really like. Yeah, I mean it's cool that you can draw, it's cool that you can do that, but like I'm not gonna sit here and devote my time to watching a cartoon. Yeah. And I always thought that like in order to get that kind of person to watch a cartoon, you either need to have the animated version of Insecure or the animated version of The Wire, and I can't do The Wire. So I said I was going to go do Insecure. So that's what it existed as for a while. For like a year, it was just kind of this short I wrote with the couple. And they were like arguing in couples therapy. And I showed it to a few people. One of the people I showed it to was my homeboy Johnny Two Cellos. And when he read it, he said he liked it. He said his only thing was he couldn't tell what an actual episode would be like. Based on just like the short, you know what I mean? Like it was like cool conversation and you understand their relationship, but like what is the show? You know what I mean? And that kind of made me like go like, okay, maybe I should like really like go to like a drawing board with this and figure this out. But that still, I was just kind of like a thought. But again, with Johnny doing Cartoons That Curse, we ended up going to see the Bob's Burgers movie early. We saw it 2 weeks early. I flew out to California to go see Johnny. We went to go see it. And like the second I walked out of that theater, I don't think there's anything else that's ever had that effect on me. The second I walked out that theater, I was like, I need to make something right now. Yeah. And when I left, I went home. Nobody, like before that, I don't think anybody had like actual designs and stuff like that. Like I designed the characters and gave them names, gave them friends and stuff like that. And also in watching the movie, I had just kind of like started watching Bob's Burgers a lot more. And that's what made me kind of like really appreciate the wholesome aspect of that cartoon and how cool it'd be if there was a black thing that was like that too. Right. You know, like we talked about like Martin and My Wife and Kids. Yeah. Like, you know, those shows are great. I love them to death. They're some of the funniest things like ever put to TV. But you know, at the same time, you kind of got like the guy that's like a stubborn asshole. He's really selfish, and his wife is like raising like a man child almost. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just kind of like what
But
That's the formula, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I just kind of was like, what if we just kind of like don't do that? Like we have something that has the same vibe and feel of like those sitcoms we grew up with, but it doesn't do that, you know what I mean?
It doesn't follow that like template that a lot of those shows have, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where Hey came from. And I met up with a few like dope people, and they helped me write it. Voice Memos from the Void. She has a great channel. Everybody should check her out. She helped FD Signifier, another great channel, helped out Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, who plays Marcus. My friend Sharon from college. They all like sat with me and like really helped me like mold this idea into something really cool. Because I had the characters and I even knew what the first episode was gonna be about, but I just didn't know like how we get there and like what are the things that happen in the middle. And they really helped me like figure out that middle. And in figuring out the middle, it kind of like morphed the characters like until they like puzzle piece like perfectly into the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been the coolest experience of my entire life. All the people that auditioned and like the cast we have now, they're all great. They're all hilarious. I can't wait for everybody to see it. We're like animating a theme song right now, like literally right now. And that's just been the coolest experience too. I'll probably put it out soon.
That's dope.
But it's the coolest experience, and I've gotten to work with people that like I really admire, like people like I've admired since like childhood. So yeah, it's really cool. And I'm happy that I'm like overwhelmed by the love. Like people really care about it. It seems like that makes me happy because I really care about it. But yeah, that's how it came about. That's my long-winded story of where the cartoon came from.
No, I mean that's not long-winded. That's passionate,
that's not
man.
long-winded. Yeah, fashion. We can hear it because like I remember when you did bring that up. We saw that short, and the part that killed me was the Unity part because that's
oh yeah.
Because every time I'm like, the Unity song, I'm like, because I know like sometimes with the videos being on loop, I wake up with YouTube on autoplay. I hear the Unity, I'm like, so Toonrific Tariq video.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, man. No, like it's so abundantly clear that like this is something you really care about. You know, it comes from a place of like a lot of contemplation that you want to make. You want to make something that really kind of speaks to these characters you had in your mind. Like, I think it's from all the key art that I saw, especially, like the thing that I really took away is that those characters are like deeply in love, which you don't see a lot in like cartoon sitcoms or anything. Like it's really quite palpable. Because like obviously, you know, like that Homer and Marge love each other and that like Peter and Lois, despite their challenges, are in love. But like when you can see it in like their eyes and their posture and the way that they are together and hold each other, it's like there's a lot of thought that goes into that, man. So I'm glad
that because I appreciate that. That's really what I was going for. I really because like. Dude, you see it all the time. Like people go on Twitter and they'll post like relationships from like black sitcoms we grew up with, and then like they'll be like, I want all of this or nothing, and then like somebody quote tweets and it's like, this nigga cheated for like 5 seasons. And it's like it's like damn, like niggas don't got one. You know what I mean?
I think we got 2 couples. You got to think about it. You got George. You got George and Wheezy.
Yeah,
it's a toxic ass relationship.
But even George was an asshole.
He's terrible, man. He's a dickhead.
But to be fair, his neighbor was Archie Bunker.
Yeah, that's true. He had to have a little.
He lived next door to the most racist man in America.
Man, I love that show. All That so Family.
Good. Yeah,
I love that. And the Jeffersons, obviously. But
honestly, like all the Norman Lear shows are really great. Like they have such good character dynamics. Yeah.
And people don't point out that I watch too much Norman Lear shows. You know that all the Norman Lear shows are in one universe because Archie was the predecessor. He gave birth to Maud because Maud is Edom's cousin.
Yeah.
George Jefferson was the neighbor because Lionel was on there. You met Lionel and George's uncle. I mean, his brother and them first. Then from there, for Maud, she had Florida Evans as the maid. Who James Evans was there, but her name was Florida, but his name was Henry. He was a fireman, and then somehow they wound up in the ghetto and they didn't have money. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Yeah.
No, dude, that he was different.
He was thinking so far ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love all those shows, man.
Yeah.
He's like I used to I would, even before he passed, I would watch videos and documentaries about that nigga just because I was like, how did he even do all of that?
Yeah, how do you
yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, honestly, it's inspiring to see because he connected all those shows organically. But the cool thing about that too is none of them are so tied to each other that they can't exist on their own either. You can watch Good Times without watching Maude, right? You can you can enjoy any of those shows exclusively.
Just how you can have a full-blown conversation with somebody about The Simpsons and not bring up the Tracy Ullman Show.
Right.
It's the same thing where you can have a full conversation about Good Times and not even think about Maude. You can have a full discussion about the Jeffersons and not even think about Archie. You know what I mean? Even and it's not even a knock to All in the Family or Maude, but it's more a testament to how rounded those worlds are. Yeah. How cemented those shows are, man.
Yeah, and then, it's only enriched with you knowing that stuff. It's only better because of it. It doesn't detract from any of it. It's not referential, but it's to the point where I really appreciate that all these shows are tied to each other in a way, right? So no, it's cool.
The Norman Lear universe.
The Norman Lear universe, yeah. So you mentioned some of the people who you've had an opportunity to work with. Who are some artists that really inspired you that you were able to actually interact with? You've had a lot of chances to interview animators and interview other creators or work with them. Who are some of those people that you were wow, this was a really formative experience for me?
Definitely Dan Haskett. When I got to talk to Dan Haskett, the Chipmunk Adventure, I can't even describe in words how formative that movie was for me. Yeah. And just kind of figuring out not only that I wanted to make animation, but the kind of animation that I liked, the kind of movement that I liked, the kind of characters and things, you know what I mean? It taught me that how much I appreciated the marriage between animation and music. That movie is really important to just kind of how I see animation in general. So to be able to talk to somebody whose work I identified, I remember being looking at his sketches and then watching the movie and be oh, I'm pretty sure he did that and he did that and he did that. And then I told him that I did that in the interview. I was putting a video together. I kind of put together a quick set of clips, and I sent it to him. I was hey man, this is my guess on what you did. I think you did these. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. And he was shit. Yeah, I did. So I've always admired that man and everything he's been able to do. So getting to talk to him, I would say was a real privilege. And also Robert Hughes, who directed on Phineas and Ferb. He directed most of my favorite episodes. When me and the homie Deli got to talk to him, that was really cool because that was Phineas and Ferb was my favorite cartoon for years. And and it was my favorite cartoon during the years where I actively started to pay attention to like things like director or writer, who wrote this one, who directed this one, and to like see his name pop up.
Yeah.
And it got to the point to where like if I watched an episode the night it came out, like if I saw his name, I'm like, oh, this shit about to be hard. Like I already knew he was on. I was like, oh, Rob on this shit, I know this shit about to be hard. Like I remember feeling like that. So like to be able to talk to that nigga, that shit was cool too. Like he was, and they're both of those guys are like, they're really nice. They're like they were really nice. They were cool. They were like supportive. And even like, you know, even just off like interviews, like the surreal feeling it is to like as somebody that is a mere product of consuming media about media in the 2010s, to like casually get like a comment or a Twitter like from like Doug Walker. It's like who am I at this point, my nigga? Like what
Yeah.
like I can't even, like if I was 12 and I told myself that like that was happening, I wouldn't even believe it. But yeah, that's just a few people.
Oh, that's dope, man. Like and
Yeah.
let me just say, like, the episode about the chipmunk adventure that you did, like, I really kind of just discounted that movie as a kid. You know, I saw it on TV or whatever, and it was just like, oh yeah, Alvin the Chipmunks changed the channel kind of shit.
Right,
But like when I had the opportunity to really sit down with it and digest that movie, it's like, it's one of my favorite cartoons now. You know, the animation, it's so expressive, the music, like I wouldn't have given it that second look if it wasn't for your coverage and you having those opportunities to talk to Dan. Like I was so glad to rediscover that movie and go, wow, this is like a really beautiful piece of animation, even if it is just kind of like happy. Yeah, it's a great video you made there. Like it's one of the videos that really made me a fan, because I was like, wow, I just disregarded this for so long. It's just an Alvin TV special, you know?
Yeah, he said Alvin meets the who? Nah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh shit, where's Frankenstein in this bitch? Nah, I ain't watching this. I got Frankenstein's monster in this cut, man.
I used to watch the hell out of that show when I was younger because I liked the intro. And then when I see the movies, I thought the movies were pretty cool. But that video got me to watch that movie because I think I didn't watch that one. I remember when he got bit, became a werewolf.
I like that one. That's what I think that might be my favorite one. I really love the hot air balloon, the chipmunk adventure one, but that werewolf one, that shit is something serious. Yeah, that's the movie right there.
Yeah, that fucked with me as a little kid. I'm like, hold up, he did. I'm like, why he bought the sensitive one though?
Yeah, he bit the shit up. That nigga he was like coming home. It was like 11 o'clock at night. That nigga was just trying to go home. He bit that nigga.
I don't know if Dan does the animation on that one scene, but like that one scene where like Alvin adjusts his cap, like where he's kind of like, he's kind of ticked off and he's like looking down.
I'm pretty sure Dan did that.
Yeah, it's so expressive. Like he nailed that shit of like Alvin, where you're like, he won't let himself be in his feelings during the moment, so he has to like look tough. So he just like pushes his cap down, like looks off to the side. Damn.
My favorite part of that section that he does is the stuff on Brittany when because it's like there's like Alvin and Brittany and they're fighting over this like big ass apple.
Yeah.
And then like Brittany loses and then she falls back, and then Eleanor tries to help her like dust herself off, and then Brittany tries to get up and like get in Alvin's face, and Eleanor is like pulling her back. And it all happens throughout the conversation. You don't even realize that you're looking at so much action.
Yeah.
But it's like it's really expressive. And he did most of that, if I recall correctly. And that stuff looks so good. Yeah, that's my goat, man. I love Dan. He's the best.
Yeah, and it's like it was really cool just seeing that candid conversation with the two of you. Like you know, he seemed very willing to talk about his experience and just like his years animating. Yeah, it was a very cool interview that you did. So
he's a real like supportive guy, I think, of like the future of animation, or just in, like, you know, just animation in general. Because the entire reason I was able to interview him is because back when I did How to Black, he added me on Facebook, and then like he sent me a message. I was like, is somebody like, am I getting like punked? What the fuck is going on? And like I talked to him for a little bit, and I thought about that for years. And then I was like, nah, let me like try to spin the block and see if like we can like talk and like do something like really cool. Cause I know I've seen interviews with him and people ask him the right questions. I think they ask him about Ariel. You know what I mean? They asked him about I don't know, some of the Scooby-Doo stuff. They asked him like, you know, like stuff that regular people want to hear about. But like my brain was like, my nigga, this shot and this scene at this time stamp, like where were you and how did you feel when you did this? Yeah, it was great.
I'm sure that, like, honestly, I'm sure that was like refreshing for him to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That he was like, yeah, I don't really get to, you know, I didn't know. These are the like the things I was doing that I didn't know had like an effect on people. So it's good to hear, and I thought that was nice.
No, that's dope, man. All right, I got a hard question, and Zuki's gonna fold when I ask this shit. Okay. Yo, why you so hung up on these Jimmy Neutron baddies, man? Why you hung up on the moms of Jimmy Neutron?
I didn't think I was going to get asked something like this.
Nigga, that's how we do. That's how we do. We do like 4 real questions and we lull you into a false sense of security. I thought you probably thought that this was safe. You were in a safe
I'm gonna be
position.
honest, gang. I don't have an answer. Like, I don't know. Like, it was
Jimmy's mom got you acting up, man. I watched that video.
No, dude, that section is like a mess.
that shit killed me. Like a mess. He just like, God damn. When I
did Jet Fusion, I already knew how I was coming. I was like, there's no way. Before I even watched the shit, I made the thumbnail and I put like the I love Tariq in the beautiful gorgeous stuff bubble, because I already knew how I was gonna come. I already knew that. But I didn't when I was doing the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour shit, I did not anticipate, like, because I didn't even know, I forgot about that whole bit that they did. And when I saw that they were doing that bit, I was like, oh, I gotta turn this.
Nah, that shit was wild, man. He was so out of pocket.
Yeah, he was, man.
Like, he chill.
He said, what did he say? He said, Power Boy needs to charge his proton pack or some shit. Yeah,
God he's damn.
Cooked. Yeah, he's cooked.
He'll been saying out of pocket stuff all the time, though.
Well, yeah, but like he shot hard on that shit. He just went like, we role playing, okay.
Yeah.
Yo, Jimbo, here's $5. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Jimbo. The funniest thing I think about that video is that at least the new ones that I do now with the where I talk about different shows and stuff, is that like every once in a while somebody will clip mainly when the videos come out, people will like clip like moments that really made them laugh and put them on Twitter. Yeah, that shit was clipped like 5 times. Like, I didn't know niggas was gonna fuck with that. Like, that shit, like, niggas was like, what's wrong with this nigga? It was great.
Yeah, nah, that should go weak. I had to. I'm sorry, I had to.
That's another thing I have noticed, just about like black men liking cartoons. Why niggas so down bad? It be like, this cartoon.
Yeah, yo. It be turning. You know what? I ain't even gonna hold you though, because at some points, like, because the horny shit in the videos is so funny to me. That shit is hilarious to me, and that should be like turning into like a fake like contest sometime. Yeah, y'all talked to D'Angelo already.
Yeah.
I
Oh
would
yeah,
imagine y'all might
we
have
pressed
seen.
him
Oh, we
too.
might have seen.
We seen his
Oh,
art,
yeah,
man. We
like,
pressed him.
The evil Concane shit.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
first time I had ever seen that video of The Rock like slapping his leg. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, man.
That shit was so funny.
Nah,
'Cause
you
it's
know
like
what's fucking funny about D'Angelo is like he didn't miss a beat. He's just like, I like bad bitches. I like thick bitches.
Yeah.
You know? He just
Yeah,
like
that sound like
he just
him.
owned that
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, that sound like him.
He's like, why'd you draw Lila? It's like, why you give Lila a fat ass in this picture? He's like,
Yeah,
well,
we said he made he gave Lila a fat ass, and he's just like, I mean, that's how I draw bitches. Yeah. Nah, that man's so cool, man. We appreciate the hell out of D'Angelo.
Yeah, man.
Christ. You know what? You brought up like clipping segments of your videos. The one shit that like made me howl was the Kim Possible scene with the Suge Knight flash.
oh yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I had no idea. Like I knew it was, I like, cause okay, let me back up. I edit a lot of these videos while smoking. I edit all of these videos while smoking. And jokes like that are like a byproduct of it, because that wasn't written down or anything. That was just like me bullshitting. And I remember I put a bunch of people up there like on the timeline. I don't remember who exactly I had up there originally. Is Easy E still in it? I know Suge is in it. Is Easy E still in it? I don't even remember.
I think it might be Easy. You flashed like a lot of people who were on like Demon Time, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I know TK is there. That was like
TK was there. Yeah.
What happened? My roommate came upstairs while I was doing it, and I was like, "Let me show you like what I'm doing real quick, and let me see if it make you laugh. Then like I know like what I'm going for is here." And he started laughing, but then he started suggest. He was like, "Oh wait, put this one here," and then everything he said was way better. He gave me the. There's like one picture with like a nigga with like this like rocket launcher shit like on his shoulder.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
He called that video of the young dude in Chicago. He had an 1840 show.
Yeah,
like, it was
I
great.
ain't never seen that before.
Yeah.
Show me
when
that
you
shit.
when you drill with the RPG, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
That's too good.
I'm glad you like that part, man.
Yo, that shit got me fucking deceased when she hits the smirk, and then you got Suge Knight with the cigar.
You gotta end it with Suge. That's it.
Suge the ultimate demon.
Yeah, no matter what the rotation was, you always had to end it with Suge.
Nah, that's dope, man. And yeah, that was a great video. Like, I really appreciated you kind of shining the spotlight on a lot of like Disney movies. Like, one of the things I wanted to ask you is like, I know during your like really early days when like the videos were kind of like rough, like you were kind of tinkering around with some of the other Disney cartoons, stuff like Weekenders, Dave the Barbarian, Fillmore, that sort of stuff. Like, would you ever want to revisit those concepts or like those reviews, or are you just the type? Okay, all right.
I do. I definitely do. Like I've been pump faking Dave the Barbarian for 2 years. I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that. I definitely want to, because like that era that you're talking about too, I made those back when like I would watch like 4 or 5 episodes before writing something, and just being like, yeah, this show was like this, and then like, you know, they were just really short, and then that'd be it. Until like, you know, once I started like making my own stuff, I realized like, I think everything deserves more than like that. Like I think things deserve like to be like celebrated, and that's what made me like make them more detailed. And yeah, there's a few that Dave the Barbarian especially is one that like I feel like I gotta spin the block on.
That show's very slept on, honestly.
It is. That shit's funny. That shit is so funny. It is so funny. And it was produced in widescreen, so that video will look pretty.
Hell yeah.
Which make me happy. And yeah, I was even watching Fillmore the other day. I ain't gonna hold you, because that shit, you know, y'all know that shit on YouTube.
Oh, it is.
It is.
In like 4K, my nigga. That shit look good.
Oh shit.
That shit look good. Yeah, I was watching that shit. That's low.
Yeah, because I think me personally, because me and Brainz were always talking about how like Dave the Barbarian's criminally slept on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit's funny. That's just funny.
Yeah, it's
I can't
like,
even like.
it's got like
the guy that made
back-to-back
it.
gags. Like that's what I always liked about Dave was like, just like even when the gags don't land, there's another joke. Like it's almost always jokes
Right.
throughout the show. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I like the sword.
cartoon.
The Roger Perez like sword be always killing me.
The Rosie Perez sword. That's funny as fuck. The sword was good though. I remember her. She was great.
That's like one of the first times I ever saw like Dave and Candy and all their parents are like mixed too. Like that's the first time I ever saw like a mixed couple in a cartoon. It was Dave the fucking Barbarian, man.
Yeah, man.
I was like, oh shit. It's like my pops and my mom, man. I feel seen. I feel seen.
God, love it.
Yeah, all of us guys with the J. Cole complexion, we don't get a lot of dubs. So
quick little W.
Yeah, exactly. Man, when it comes to like cartoons that you really love, like what are some of your favorite cartoons? Like the ones that really stand out for you that kind of pushed you to want to be an animator and want to really focus on cartoons?
You know, like Simpsons and like King of the Hill, Family Guy. A lot of the mainline adult shows like really like shaped me a lot. But there's also like Hey Arnold, super important cartoon to me. That really like pushed me to be like, oh, this is the kind of like thing I want to make. It was really too because my mom, when I was growing up, my mom didn't like cartoons. And I would ask her what did she like, and the one time I asked that, the answer she gave was Hey Arnold. So that also made me go like, oh well, shit, I gotta make something like this so my mom would like it. Fucking Hey Arnold. But that show's just great. Yeah, I'm trying to think like super influential. There's definitely like the Chipmunks, like the Alvin Show and the original show. There's the Peanut specials. And there's definitely Ed, Edd n Eddy. I couldn't even like
classic Danny
I couldn't even
Antonucci,
function
man.
without that cartoon. Yeah, there was a point in time where I couldn't function without that cartoon. Like that's my shit. I think I feel like I'm gonna like kick myself for like missing some, but I think those are like my main hitters. And there's just shows that like I just
Bob's obviously
it's
too.
like,
You're a big Bob's fan,
right? Yeah, right. Yeah, Bob's and I forgot Jimmy Neutron, but Jimmy Neutron is my shit. I can't even like overstate how much I love Jimmy Neutron. Like I love that shit for real. I don't really talk about it that much, but I don't think a lot of people know. But one of my favorite shows is also Regular Show.
Oh
yes,
hell
love that shit. That shit's good. Love that shit.
Great show, man.
Yeah,
it's just absorbing all of these like through time, just kind of like morphed into like whatever my taste is now. But yeah, I think I listed the super big ones.
No, I mean that's a pretty substantial list. Like, do you have any like shows that are kind of like guilty pleasures for you at all?
Guilty pleasure, a fuck ton. Dude, because like I'll be finding out I'll like love some shit and then I find out niggas hate it and I'll be like, well damn, all right. A1 Day One is def Family Guy. Not even because I don't think you need to feel guilty for watching Family Guy, but you might need to feel guilty for watching it like as much as I do, because I'll be inhaling that shit. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think what's something that like
I would say I have one that's decisive. I love Drawn Together. I thought it was just a funny ass show.
Oh, dude, that show grosses me out.
Yeah, I know. I said this to this man so many times. He's always talking about Drawn Together. I'm just like, man, nah.
I get why people fuck with Drawn Together though, because that shit crazy as hell. But that shit be I'll be scared of that shit.
yeah, it's too demonic for me. I can't rate that.
Oh,
shit.
you know, same network though. That Chamberlain Heights shit used to make me laugh.
Yo,
man.
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's a guilty pleasure. That's a guilty pleasure. That shit's hilarious.
That shit used to make me laugh.
I put so many people on game on that show.
Yeah,
Like, this show, I'm like, it's ugly, but listen to the banner. This shit's funny as hell.
Nah, that show's
shit's funny to
hysterical,
me.
man. Like, it gets so much of a bad rap just on first glance because the art style's
Word.
hideous.
Nah, I love that shit. Chamberlain Heights.
God damn. I feel vindicated because I've argued with people about that Legends of Chamberlain Heights
I was like,
numerous
you gotta
times.
watch it. It's like you gotta watch Legends of Chamberlain Heights. Get past the art style. You will laugh because I didn't watch it when it first came out, but when I caught it on Amazon, I was watching it. I'm like, I got the homesite, man. We need to watch Legends of Chamberlain Heights. They're like that ugly ass show. I was like, watching was like, damn, we need to see. There's like there's no season 3. That's all we got.
Because you know, like, if you was ever around like black ball playing ass niggas in high school,
That's how
they wrote that show perfectly. We legends.
We legends. School ain't even ranked in state. The school's like the worst school in the district. I'm on the starting 5. We legends. What you mean? I get out of the burn.
That show's so funny, bro. We legends.
And it was like in the banner, because you listen to it, it's like, this show's ugly, but it's like, I was like, a show for me. I'm like, I don't even fuck with sports that much, but I play basketball and I know all the terms and stuff. I'm like, this sound like when the niggas that used to play basketball when I was wrestling, the shit they was talking about, the stuff they was talking about, like, hey, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to the NBA and all of this. Whoop the whoop stuff.
Hell yeah. Man, that shit's, they wrote that shit perfectly, bro. I feel like them niggas need to be represented. They need to bring that shit back.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're rebooting everything. Second pass, man. Come on.
Yeah, call that shit the second pass.
The second pass. We're trying to get inside, man. We're trying to get out of the D leagues.
Look at all the stuff, because Legends of Chamberlain Heights lasted like all through 2016 and 2017.
Yeah.
Like all the crazy shit that happened in basketball now. That Jimmy Butler shit with the hair transplant, where this nigga had a fade 1 minute, then you see this man with emo hair the next minute. They could go off that.
The numerous gun charges.
Numerous gun charges of Ja Morant. Yeah,
Ja Morant. Yeah.
What was the white boy name? It was like Milk, right?
Yeah, Milk. Yeah.
That cartoon was
it's
so
foul,
cute.
man. Yo, the one episode where they're like, they have to raise like the baby for class or whatever. They have like the tester babies. Yeah, that shit got me weak. Just like all find like different ways to try and cheat the system.
My favorite episode is when Milk fell asleep in a tanning bed and he became tan.
Oh shit!
He convinced to be a light skin. And damn, what's the main character's name? Grover's little brother Malik got mad at Milk taking advantage of being a light-skinned black person. So he turned the tanning bed up and made him dark, and they started treating him bad because he was darker. There's like, don't nobody want to deal with you, Draymond. I was like, damn, why they call this man Draymond Green? This shit had me fucking down.
Yo, y'all turning me up. Y'all about to make me go watch this shit after this. I love that shit. I ain't seen that shit in years.
Oh shit, that's too funny.
That shit's funny.
God damn. Yeah, damn. I mean, like, I think I don't know. I mean, I grew up in Canada, so most of our cartoons are pure ass. So I got nothing but guilty pleasures. But like,
y'all got some heaters.
Not many.
Y'all niggas made Ortho.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all got Ortho.
Yeah.
Y'all got that one show about them badass kids being in that special class, nigga. And the art style is ugly as hell.
Oh, Room 101?
No, not Room 101. The other one's like Jimmy and Me. It had the ugly ass art style. Dude had a big ass head. It used to come on ABC Family way back in the day.
Shit, what the fuck cartoon is this?
That's your shit, bro. You don't know it?
Yeah. No, I don't know that. I don't know that. Like, I knew we did like Jimmy Two Shoes, obviously Johnny Test, Total Drama Island.
Y'all did that Nettie. Y'all got that.
Ed, Nettie. Yeah. We see that's a dub.
That's what I'm saying. I got some shit on y'all. Don't you know?
I'll be real. That like I've talked about this with animation friends, and just like all of our animation talent gets plundered by like American companies all the time. Like no one stays in Canada; they just did.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Niggas
but
stink out
it
here.
doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you. I get you.
Canada like actually has like a pretty prestigious like art school, but like it's headhunted all the time.
Nice.
So they just go like, yo, here's a visa. Get on the plane. Do these
niggas gotta represent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but
niggas gotta put on for the hood.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening. The exchange rate's so bad, man. Like you go to America, your life changes as a Canadian.
you get that real money.
We playing with Candyland money, man. We playing with Monopoly money.
Candyman.
Oh shit. Now, like I know you do a few gaming streams. Like I think you do the gaming streams with D'Angelo, and you also do the Mugen streams, which I always like when you're watching Crackdown Mugen gameplay against like Ronald McDonald showing up against Dark Sakura and shit. Yeah. Like what kind of games do you usually like? Are you much of like a video game kind of guy?
Dude, I'm not gonna say I fucking hate video games.
Oh my god!
But like, I'm not a game nigga. I used to play 2K a lot in high school.
Yeah.
A nigga it was my homeboy Colin. He used to come to my house, and like he was so ass at 2K, and I would destroy him every time. But he like kept trying to play me because he wanted to get better, and it got to the point to where like he was like, bro, like if I lose, I'll give you $2. I'm like, my nigga, you know you're gonna lose. He like, I just want to play. I'm like, what the fuck? So I would play with him for a while. I would play that with him for a while. But then when I went to college, I just kind of not. I had like just kind of like I didn't have a console anymore because at my graduation barbecue, the nigga like was jumping up and down, and like my Xbox had got that ring. My shit was over after that. So I just ain't play no games in college until my homeboy Ed, who is now my roommate, he called me and asked me where I put As Told by Ginger on a tier list, and I told him C, and he was like, "What the fuck? I'll play you in 2K. If I win, you gotta make a video."
Oh yeah.
and then the nigga won. And when I got there, and like, because at first it was like, my nigga, I'll probably win, because I was so used to beating Colin, but I had to understand when I sat down and put the controller in my hand, I realized that was my first time holding a video game controller in 3 year.
Oh, damn.
I was like, oh shit. and then I got clapped on and shit. And then yeah. And ever since then, like I play video games here and there now.
Yeah.
Like whatever, if like I play Multiverses, I love that shit. I be playing the fuck out that. But that's just cause like it's just a bunch of cartoon characters I like. Right. Or like when the Nick game came out, when the first one came out, I was all over that back then too. I got a PlayStation
All-Star Brawl or whatever, like the Smash, Smash clone. Yeah.
Right. I got a PlayStation. I got a P4 that I brought off Beat Kiki's partner a couple years ago. And I just kind of had that shit on me. And I was just using that shit for like Netflix and shit for a while. Much to their annoyance. But then
you used the PlayStation 4 as a fucking Amazon stick, though?
Yeah, that shit was a Roku to me. That shit was dead ass a Roku to me. Like, but then like the cartoon games start coming out, and I played those a little bit. But yeah, I just kind of like my roommates when they play Tekken, I go upstairs, nigga. Like I'll be like, y'all niggas got it. I fucking hate Tekken. I can't deal with it. I can't do it. I'm good at random games. I'm great at like Smash Brothers. I'm good at Multiverses. I'm good at like Soul Calibur. Like I'm good at like random games.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm good. Low key. I like playing games with my friends though. That's where the streams came from. It's just kind of like I think the I think the fun in like it being like mad of us and we get like so into the game and we're like
Right.
yelling and shit. I think
It's
that
like
like
the
makes it a good
dynamic.
time.
Yeah.
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 So that's what that stuff is more about. For me, really, it's just like I just kind of want to have a good time with the homies.
Ah, that's cool.
Niggas could be drawing, niggas could be playing the game, whatever. But you know, yeah.
And that's what I always like about those streams, because it's like how we like hang out, play games and stuff. Because it's like the game's there, but it's not just to hang out to play the game. It's just like bonding over something that everyone mutually enjoys. It's like this.
Right. Yeah. Like I would hope, you know, for the people that watch those and that like actually like them and like look forward to them when we do them. I would hope that it's not because of like what we're doing. It's more because like, oh, these niggas make me laugh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like I would hope that that's why, because that's kind of what I think is funny about them shits. And I think it's fun that it's like it's a rotating set. Like you never know who's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a sea of niggas. Sometimes it's like 3. But yeah.
Nah, that's cool. And like honestly, it's very rare that we have a guest on here that's like, nah, man, fuck video games.
Yeah, gang. I feel like I be letting niggas down with shit like that.
No,
really
that's kind of honestly, it's kind of refreshing. Like you don't hear a lot of people that just like, nah, I don't rate video games, so I'm playing 2K or I'm watching television.
Yeah, that ass.
Ah, shit, that's funny. But now, one thing that I do know you're passionate about is music, because you incorporate music a lot in your videos. You've like, honestly, you put a lot of people onto music, I think, because you like cover a lot of classic R&B, classic hip hop, you know, really kind of left to center stuff. Like, what's some music that you really fuck with?
The SWV Tiny Desk just came out, and I was foaming at the mouth.
Oh hell yeah, legends!
I love SWV. That's if you want to know like what if you were to like walk in my room while I was playing music. If you want to know like what it sounds like their first 2 albums. Anything like with that type beat, like Brandy, like you know what I mean, like
Monica. I imagine,
Monica, for sure.
Also, the '90s R&B, the '90s girl group R&B with the the jazzy joints,
the new Jack swing,
yeah,
all that. That's that the whole cartoon. Hey, it's like that was like I had like a playlist called Hey for a little bit that I would use when I was like drawing for the show, and it was just full of shit like that. Whether it be like 90s R&B or like even like with like more modern stuff, it'll be like Her or something like that. You feel me?
Right.
Like that range. My friends, when they hear songs, it's gotten to the point that where like when they hear songs, like niggas can text the group chat and like drop the link, and they'd be like, "Oh, this Tariq ass beat, this Tariq type beat type shit," because they like know what I fuck with, like they know like what kind of time I'm on. Like it's so easy. Like my man Steve, he was like, "Man, this nigga love a piano. This nigga love a piano." And like some big band bass shit, and I'm like, yeah, you got me, my nigga. Anything that sound big, I'm all ears. Like, you know, I love that shit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, that's funny.
So he likes the music that sounds like the New York theme from Third Strike.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. And like, yeah, I'm trying to think of like modern stuff. Like you mentioned Her. Like, you ever listen to like Anderson .Paak or like SZA or any of those people? Like that's kind of in the same range. Yeah.
Anderson .Paak was like, that's when he was like jumping off. I guess like I was in like college.
Yeah.
Or at least like when I started to hear his name a lot, I was in college.
Yeah.
Same with SZA. I think Control came out when I was in college. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, that them shits like remind me of like an era. You know what I mean? Like a certain era. But even like the last album SZA did. A couple joints of that. Like I like. What's the
SOS,
the popular
yeah.
one?
Oh,
What's the popular one? I just killed my ex. Kill Bill.
yeah,
I
Kill
like
Bill,
that shit.
Kill Bill, yeah, yeah.
That shit hard.
Yeah, nah, she good. She's very good, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the song because I heard that like all the time at work. I'm like, I recognized that name before, but I didn't know that her name was pronounced SZA until like 6
Yeah, it's
months
like
ago.
the Rizza with an S.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was her inspiration because she cited like Rizza and Jiza. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wu-Tang shit.
Which is funny because all her songs are about like fucking woman issues. Just like
woman issues.
It's not in the text. It's just
it's
like literally just the name.
It's like damn, like she ain't talking about martial arts. This bullshit.
She not talking about martial arts.
Bullshit.
But how crazy would it be? How crazy would it be if she started talking about the mathematics of the day and stuff, some real 5% and stuff? She just
start talking about chess boxing and shit.
I'm still laughing at SZA not talking about martial arts. That's mad funny because she really not.
Man, I'm just picturing some old head thinks that she was tapped in the woo, and he goes like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck?" He says, "What?"
Just fucking knocks over his like 1990s hi-fi set. Go like, "Fuck, man, this ain't Shaolin." All right, so we got to get to brass tacks here, man. We got to talk about a topic you don't want to talk about.
Oh
no.
All right, so Charlie Brown.
Okay. All right.
How has Charlie Brown adversely affected your life? I know you have an interesting relationship with those Charlie Brown videos.
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever been on a podcast where people didn't like still like talk to me like I was still in the middle of making those videos because it's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I in a way I appreciate this question. But when I was a kid, those videos are not lies. When I was a kid, the Peanut specials were like really important to me. Charlie Brown's like how I learned how to draw. Just how I learned how I wanted to do cartoons essentially. I would like read the funny paper with my grandma and like I would draw Charlie Brown and like Charlie Brown was also the first time I realized certain shows like borrowed from it, like Pepper Ann or like Kids Next Door. They kind of like borrowed design elements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This was an influential thing for me. Something that like I was passionate about and was like tied to like my relationship to my grandma in a certain way. And then I did. I think it kind of started with me kind of being like, well, okay, I should probably talk about like some of the Peanut specials. But then I started thinking, I was like, man, but I'm probably going to get comments like, oh, do this one, do this one, do this one. If I just say I'm going to do all of them, then I probably won't get that. And that's kind of why I was like, all right, I'm going to do all of these in like a video series. And I thought it'd be a fun thing. The plan was to like do those every month, but also do a different video every month too, to kind of level it out in case somebody happened to not care about Charlie Brown. But that was like around that era was like mental health wise for me, like I was fucked up for a while. So like I just kind of, and like I had signed something I think with Skillshare that like I had to do a video every month for like 8 months or something like that. Which is like, when this is your job, that is a great thing to have. It's security, what I mean?
No doubt.
But still, I was like, fuck, I can't take no break. And I didn't want to make any videos. And I damn sure didn't want to make, like, after a while, like, it was like, for a while, the Charlie Brown ones were the only ones I felt like I could make. I said I was going to make them once a month. So I was trying to keep up with that. And like they were simple. It was 4 specials. That's all I had to watch. I didn't at the time. At the time, I wasn't necessarily doing essays. It was either a video about like a full movie or like a full show. And the show things, they take a lot out of you. You got to spend so much time with that show. You got to watch the whole thing. At least the way I do it, you got to watch the whole thing, and you got to like formulate like a thesis and like make it make sense, all type of shit. That's why like those ones take a long time. So you know, I just kind of was like, all right, this is just kind of all I can do right now. And then the specials started getting worse because I got in like the mid era, and I was like, I don't even like these, but this again is all I can do, and I have to because I signed this thing. And you know, I just kind of was that shit was just making me miserable, and like they just kept doing worse and worse and worse and worse. And like you look at it now, you look at the views now, and it's like, oh my nigga, they look like they did okay. It's like, yeah, they do now because it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, like back then, like that shit ain't look like that. Them shits was looking like, you know, it wasn't looking like that. So you know, it was like it just felt like number one, it would at least have brought me a little more joy if I liked the specials I was watching. But like I said, they were getting worse, and less and less people were watching, even though the people that were watching would tell me how much they appreciated, which I never forgot. I always really appreciated that. They but you know, like people would watch it less, and understandably they would get tired of it, and I understand that they would get tired of it. That makes sense to me. But and like, you know, in some ways people have different ways of expressing that. So in some ways, when people would get tired of it, they would use that to like put that energy towards me and like attack me, like, oh my nigga, you ain't who you used to be. Why you ain't talking about this thing I grew up with when I was 5, nigga? Why you talking about Charlie Brown? Like, you know, so like at a certain point it was like, fuck, like I hate everything about this. So I just wanted to remove myself for a little while so I could because I started to realize that I don't like the characters anymore. I don't like the world anymore. I don't give a fuck. They keep making specials. People send them to me like, bro, look, I don't give a shit. And like, I feel bad about that. Yeah. And I feel like I shouldn't feel that way about those characters because they were so important to me at one point. So like, that's why like sometimes I get really annoyed when people like ask me to bring them back or like do those
like,
videos.
They made me
miserable. They made me miserable. I say in the video, I don't know if niggas think I be playing, but I say in the videos that I'm miserable. I say multiple times that how it just kind of like the emotions it kind of brings up like all this like failure and like anxiety, like, you know what I mean? Right. That's just the emotions I associate with it now. And it just kind of like made me like turn my back on it. And I know people mean well because they really like those videos, and I understand wanting to see more. But like at the same time, it's like I feel like if I wanted to see more from somebody, I would want to see something that like you can tell that they like want to do. Like I've always said, like I've always maintained that I just like don't want to do that. So like that's why like it's always like, why do you want me to do this if I'm telling you it's gonna be bad? Because I like if I don't fuck with it, that shit is gonna be mid as hell. I'm gonna drop a shit ton of mid spiteful Charlie Brown videos. Here, nigga, you want it so bad. Here, take it, pick it up off the floor. Like I feel like I'm doing everybody a disservice, including myself, if I come like that. Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, hopefully one day I could let that hurt go, but it probably won't be until like niggas forget I did that.
Like you gotta give it room to breathe. Yeah.
And I can live without like, because you know, like questions like this is like, it's like, well, bro, what happened? I get that, and I'll definitely answer that, and I understand like you know, being confused, but it's like you fucking failure, where the Charlie Brown videos at, pussy, and it's like, damn, bitch. Right. Like, hold on.
No,
yeah.
Obviously, we're not coming from that place. No, but it's like it is like a recurring topic on your channel, right? So like I wanted to at least give you the opportunity to kind of explore how like those videos made you feel. So like I appreciate you being candid and really kind of talking about what it was like to be in that position. So thank you so much.
No problem. And I appreciate that. Just because, like I said, like it's not really. You would think this is something I get asked a lot, but but like it's not. What I do get asked is when are they coming back, or like you know what I mean.
Wow.
I don't get asked why
Damn.
not. You know what I mean. This is the first time I've been asked why not, and I really appreciate that because like you know. Because like I said, I get it. I get wanting to see like it finished and everything like that. I totally do,
Yeah.
especially if there are videos that you appreciate. But I think it kind of says like a lot about like you guys that like you kind of thought about like me as a person first, than the video by asking me it that way. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
appreciate
and you're welcome,
Yeah.
and like, yeah,
Yeah, you're welcome, bro.
we
'cause
do value you as a person, first and foremost, right? Like
Yeah.
you're someone who's brought us a lot of entertainment over the years, and
Yeah.
it's an opportunity to like have those kind of discussions about the person behind the videos. Like that's what like when Zuki and I do interviews, we kind of endeavor to like talk to the person first. You know, the content
Yeah.
is obviously a part of it, but we kind of just want to know how you feel and what goes through your mind when you're wrestling with that kind of stuff.
I appreciate that. I think
Of course.
that's the best
Yeah.
the best approach for sure. I appreciate that.
Cause like to me, like the most popular, my favorite video you made is that Fat Albert video. Like when I watch that shit every time, I'm like, damn. Like, like if I could have like a number one video, YouTube video from, I would say it would be that one. Cause I'm like, man, you could tell. And I felt that. I was like, yeah, cause I like miss my grandpa's too. And I'm like, I know how that feeling is. And I know like,
Yeah.
cause I know like that Fat Albert movie, I like the movie and stuff, but like I'm like, wow, this movie that I watch with my pops and stuff is cool, but like this is a whole nother meaning to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I've appreciated about how people responded to that video is that like, and it is kind of what I was going for. People just kind of like internalized it as like, you know, like, it's not a one-to-one thing. Not everybody has this, but a lot of people have like, it's like, man, we used to watch 227 all the time or something like that. We used to watch that, and so they can identify with like as soon as you hear like a theme song or something, it makes you think about somebody that you ain't thought about in a while. It's like, fuck. You know what I mean? And that like that video is like, you know, the way I wrote it, it was like how that happened to me, because it really was just like I just kind of wanted to watch that movie. It had been some years, I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I was like, let me put this shit on. I ain't see this Fat Albert shit in a while. I'm probably gonna have a good time with this. I put it on and I just kept fucking crying. And I was like, what is happening? But yeah, it was, and I realized like that it was because my grandfather had just passed like the year before. And he used to straight love that shit. And like you know, I felt like, you know, my grandma, after she passed, my grandma got her own dedicated video with the A Boy Named Charlie Brown video. So after my grandpa passed, I was like, I feel like he deserves one too. So I did that, the Fat Albert video, I did that for his birthday. But yeah, I appreciate that you like that one. Yeah, that one means a lot. I don't watch it often, but that one means a lot to me.
Well, I appreciate you for like just making the content and stuff you do.
Yeah, like honestly, it's really cool that you're able to have that level of vulnerability and openness with your audience. Like, you know, one of the things that I wanted to bring up, but I didn't want to like cross a boundary or anything, so tell me if it's off limits, is like you always got the hashtag of your homie that like you commemorate his memory.
Yeah. No, honestly, you're not crossing the line. Honestly, again, I get asked this like every once in a while on social media, but nobody's ever like asked me this before. But yeah, my homeboy, Sav, he passed away when I was in college.
Yeah.
And like that, I was just talking about him earlier too. That's so crazy. But me and him, and like his younger brother, me and his younger brother are still best friends. Like I like went to school with that nigga. Like at a certain point, it was like if you saw him, you saw me type shit.
Right.
And Sav was the older brother, so by extension, he was like my older brother.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like I was sleeping in the same like room as them niggas. Like when I first started my channel, like my computer, I was trying to upload a video and my computer wouldn't let me do it. So like he never let anybody use his iMac. Like he let me use his Mac to upload a video. Like he like was one of the first people that like legitimately believed in me. So when he passed, it just kind of, and that's why he's at the end of every video, because that channel, I don't think that channel exists at least in the form that it is. I don't think it exists in that form without him. Like he was instrumental in like, because he just would do shit, like just kind of like watching him, like he just would go for it. He was the first kid I knew that like got a job. Like he just would do shit. So yeah, after he passed, I was like, yeah, I gotta dedicate every video. I gotta dedicate to him, and every video since has had the hashtag at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's a really powerful thing that, you know, your friends helped you kind of set forth and gain that confidence and that opportunity to really push forward. So I think that it's a beautiful thing that you commemorate his memory.
It's a very beautiful thing, because
I appreciate that.
I know all my day ones too, if I do blow up, because especially like you got to think that was out of love, because you said he let nobody else touch his computer, but the one moment you needed it, he didn't even think about it. He's like, "There you go, upload your video."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, for real. It was a lot of like, me and him had like, we had like a certain kind of like creative bond almost.
Yeah.
Like he like sometimes cause like his brother, he was known to like, he one of them niggas that like he gonna go to sleep, you feel me? Like that nigga like knock out and he'll just be sleep. So sometimes it would just be me and Sav like up talking like at night, and like he was just like show me different shit he was about to do, and like I just like, I don't know, he was that guy was different. And he like he would watch me like draw, and he would like always champion it, like no matter what I did. So yeah, I'm gonna celebrate him as long as I can, for sure.
That's so
that channel does not exist without him. So in a way, it's always like gonna be like a part of his memory.
Real.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, man.
Yeah,
honestly,
thank you for sharing that with us, man.
No doubt. Thank you for asking. Like I said, this is like the first time like somebody's asked me that, for real.
Well, like,
so I appreciate that.
I think, you know, between myself and Zuki, we got day ones who mean that much to us and urged us to pursue our own dreams and to put that effort in, right? So, and like respectively, like between Zuki and myself, we're those kinds of friends to one another. Yeah. So it's
that's real.
It's great to see, and I hope that people in your audience know that those people in their lives are sacred, they're important, and just to really value the people they have.
Mm-hmm. For sure, definitely. Like I that's one thing I've learned over the years, is to really cherish like every section of your life, for real. The people you care about, and let everybody know. You know what I mean? Like make sure people know how you feel. That's just one thing I've learned over time. And if I ever have the opportunity to tell people that or remind them of that, I like to.
For real.
Yeah.
One of the things that we typically ask our guests when we have them on is like, what's some advice that you would give to some aspiring creators, right? Like what got you to really push yourself forward and focus on your creativity? And what would you say, like, as a young aspiring content creator, you should really do and focus on?
Mainly, really, I think like whatever it is, you gotta care about it. Like it's not like I get like I don't know, man. Like okay, like when I back like when being like an artist or something like that, right? You see like certain trends jump off maybe on Twitter or something. Let's say like everybody's drawing art of a specific show on Twitter. And like those pieces are getting traction. If you don't like that show, you don't got to do that. One day, it's something that you give a fuck about is gonna jump off. Then you can do that, because let's say you do that, and then next thing you know, everybody running to you like okay, when you gonna draw more art of that? And it's like, well, fuck, I only did that the one time. I don't really fuck with that shit. And then you just kind of like trapped with a bunch of people that like don't really fuck with you. You know what I mean? So one thing I've learned is that like there's so many videos I could do right now that would go super sicko mode. Like there's so many like cartoons that I did not grow up with that I don't give two shits about that I could probably watch, write a little retrospective, go get that bread, and then I could dip. But I don't care about that stuff. Like, and like, so like to me, at least for me, like that's not going to be fun to do. And I don't think it's going to be fun to watch. And I'm not going to be able to look back and be proud of it. I'll be proud of that bread probably, but like, you know, that's it. You feel me? So that's really my advice. Is whatever you do, you gotta care about it. Whatever it is, you gotta, as long as you care about it, like, and that passion is in what you're doing, it's like people can like sense it. They'll smell it on you. Like and it's contagious in a way. Sometimes I watch one of the homie videos. Like I brought up the Wacky Deli earlier. The homie the Wacky Deli, back when there was a point in time on Twitter where like Horrid Henry was going around, the damn cartoon little white boy. Horrid Henry. Yeah. He was going around, and Deli faced that whole show and made a video about it. It's like it's probably about like 30-40 minutes, some shit like that. Fam, that shit goes so hard. That's one of my favorite videos ever, I think. I love that shit. It's a great video. And it's because you can feel the passion like oozing out of that shit. Like it's like he like Deli like gave a fuck about it. Like actually. And I think that's like the best content. And that's what make people want to see more. Cause they like, shit, what else they talking about like this? If they care about this so much, what else they care about? Like they got like, I need that, like whatever that is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely like my advice. Cause even if like you don't get like a milli views, 100K, this, that, whatever, like the people that do come, they gonna stay because they fuck with you, because you fuck with what you talking about. For sure. So yeah, that's my advice.
Fantastic advice.
That's great advice.
Appreciate it, y'all.
No, man. We appreciate you coming on. Before we wrap up, when it comes to your content, whether it be the videos you make, your future aspirations in animation, where do you see yourself in the future? Like, what do you really want to achieve? I want to make cartoons first and foremost, but really, even if it doesn't end up being cartoons, I just kind of want to make things that make people happy, like uplift people, like put a smile on their face, like it don't stress them out. They could just like sit back, kick up, roll up, and like laugh for however long whatever I'm doing is, or feel something or connect with it. But they're like, I don't want to like, you know, like drag down anybody's existence. There's so many things to be miserable about. Like, why don't you just laugh for a little bit? You know what I mean? I just kind of want to help people do that. Yeah. So in the future, I just see myself doing that in any way I can. Hopefully
with the way I see stuff going right now, hopefully it's with Hay. Hopefully we making multiple of them things after the first one come out and people like it. Because I don't want to do the video essays forever. I do kind of like want to bow out at a certain point before niggas start turning on me and like making threads like, oh, this nigga videos was never good. Here's why here's why these takes tainted animation discourse forever like shit. And it's like, oh fuck. So I want to but yeah, I just hope I'm somewhere making people happy in the future. That's all I want to do.
God damn, I'm just picturing you look at the subreddit, you just see the one thread's like, oh no, it's begun.
I'm like, oh shit,
they changed it up.
Let me go do that Fillmore video and get the fuck out of here.
They calling me a fraud.
I'm getting cooked.
Actually, the day he switched up was this video right here.
I'm getting cooked.
These niggas got timestamps.
Yeah, we
sweating.
You see the PNGs with their arms crossed?
Yeah, I start sweating all type of shit. I'm like,
damn.
Okay. Hey,
Damn.
bro.
Shit, that got me weak, man.
That thing got me weak.
Fuck. Well, before we wrap up, man, again, it's so greatly appreciated you taking the time to chat with us. It's been nothing but a pleasure. Like we said before, you have been a major influence on the both of us. I mean, we're still very small creators, but the both of us really endeavor to do some good stuff within this community. So from the bottom of my heart, and I think I can speak for Zuki here, we thank you for the shit that you're doing. We really appreciate the content you've made.
That means a lot to me. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me up here and asking me these real questions. They really felt like you was trying to get to know the homie. That's what's up. I felt it felt like a warm welcome in here. That's what's up. This is a good vibe.
Thank you, man. I mean, I'll be real. We know how to interview people, man.
Yeah. I did the damn thing.
Thank you, man. Is there anything? Man. Yeah, no problem, homie. Is there anything that like you want to share or want to plug before we wrap up? Anything that our audience should check out?
If you don't know who I am, I'm a Toonrific Tariq. I do cartoon video essays. I do those at least one a month. Gaming channel with the homeboy Hats Off Media called You Laughed. Well, starting back up in July, we're gonna be out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You can count on the gameplay video; those are pretty funny. Cartoons That Curse with the homie Johnny Two Cellos. Podcast me and the homie do. And weekly Monday streams raise funds to produce my pilot that we talked about earlier on my channel. And yeah. I think that's everything I do. Thanks again, y'all.
No, absolutely. And of course, like all that money's going to a good place. Hey, the cartoon coming out. I'm gonna break off some bread next Mugen Monday. I'm gonna send that shit to you, man. So
I appreciate it.
I gotta break some bread too, because we saw that pot. We saw that little snippet. This shit had us dying.
Yeah, man. I'm glad y'all like that shit too.
No, of course. But yeah, beyond that, thank you so much for joining us. Young Zucavelli, thank you so much for co-hosting with me as always. Greatly appreciate you, big homie.
Really appreciate you.
And
medium-sized homie.
Yeah. Of course, this has been another episode of Very Late. Thank you so much to all of our listeners for listening all the way through. And peace. We out.